Previously on input left. Look, there's a timeline here. You freeze and then he dream eaters and we're fine or something, you know.
Yeah, since we outspeed unless Shadow Sneak apparently, if we get the freeze off with Powder Snow, then I might switch in Kamala and go for Dragon Rage. Shadow Sneak. Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 15 of our Pokemon Diamond Randomizer Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we had an extremely nail-biting fight with Gardenia and her disgustingly strong Spiritomb that we overcame at the cost of Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, rest in peace. The fictional Pokemon version of her, not the real version of her, who as of the time of the recording is alive. Yeah. And in her place, we have brought on Jamal Bowman, who we grinded up to join the rest of the team. Now, he did not evolve while we were grinding him, and yes, we could have grinded for friendship by running around for like an hour in between episodes and then leveling him up. But honestly, we don't have that kind of patience, so he's still a Riolu for the time being. But hopefully we'll become a Lucario pretty soon.
Hopefully.
As you can see, he learned a couple moves. He's got Force Bomb. He's got Counter. That's about it. So yeah, this episode, we have to teach something cut. We can get an encounter at the Old Chateau, and then we can start doing some Team Galactic stuff.
Okay, great. Yeah, who are we gonna... Have you done some thinking about this decision? Oh, okay, apparently we have a lot less choice than I thought. I guess it's Bernie.
Probably is, yeah.
No.
Poor Bernie.
He's just carrying the HM load.
Is this where we get rid of Taunt? I know it bailed us out a bit in the past, but...
I think so.
It's either that or Mach Punch. Yeah, I think it's Taunt.
Poor guy.
Like, obviously we could bring in, like, a bad Pokemon from the PC. Like, we could bring in, like, Glameow. But that means that, like, for the entirety
we'd have to have Glameow.
Yeah, we'd have to have Glameow for, like, everything in there, which would be pretty bad, I think.
I think it's fine. And later in game, if we still have him, we can always forget it. You're not going...
Quickly, before we go to there, we got some new things we can go grab real quick.
Oh, is this an encounter over here?
No, this is just a shortcut, though. I think is there an item here? Oh, there's some berries here. Is that a trainer?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really remember what's here. I just remembered that there's like some items here worth grabbing.
Oh yeah. Okay. She looks like a trainer. Nope. Okay, just kidding.
Oh, look at that. We got an accessory for when we do our accessory episode.
Oh yeah, the bonus 100 subscribers special. I forgot about that plan. Well, that's if you're liking this playthrough and you want to see us do a fashion show episode, please subscribe and send to a friend to subscribe so we can have our 100 subscribers special. Oh, it's a tree. You can put honey on it.
Yeah, but this is just the same route.
Oh, okay. So we're not counting all trees as separate.
No. That would give us like, that would literally double the number of encounters we get.
Oh, okay. Going very far back. You're going to force us to do a lot of running back.
Yeah, sorry, but there's a couple things I just want to check out.
I guess I better talk about something entertaining. So,
good idea.
Georgia.
Oh, that's entertaining, all right.
Oh, entertaining in a funny sense, you know, not a ha-ha.
Great.
That is to say, what is, whoa.
I do not remember this.
She's hidden behind a tree and oh no, she's a...
Oh, it's just Captivate. That's such a bad move. Captivate, you know how like Attract only works against Pokemon of the opposite gender? Well, Attract is like kind of good because it inflicts the opponent with a status condition where they just don't act half of the time. And that's not bad. That, you know, even though it requires that condition, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Captivate also requires your opponent to be of the opposite gender, but all it does is lower their special attack by 2 stages. It's just really bad.
I was gonna make a joke that she's a J.K. Rowling type, you know? She's like,
Oh,
Pokemon only have 2 genders, and men captivate women, and women captivate men.
Yeah, well, J.K. Rowling isn't like anti-gay,
okay.
but she is pretty anti-trans.
She's pretty.
I'd say that confidently.
Yeah. I mean, the woman was focusing more on the gender, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Georgia. Speaking of good things, and
right.
I'm sure you've heard. I mean, it was all over the news as they called it the new. Actually, Joe Biden called it.
Joe Biden called it that. Yeah.
He called it Jim Eagle.
Did he actually call it that?
He did. It was very awkward.
That's weird. I heard him call it the new Jim Crow. I didn't hear him call it.
He said
Jim Eagle.
I'm gonna do my impression. He said, they're bringing Jim Crow back. In fact, it's even bigger. It's Jim Eagle. That was basically along those lines.
I mean, he's not wrong, but like, what a weird way to phrase it.
I thought it was weird. Some people thought it was clever. I don't know. But yeah, so and you may have heard specifically. I mean, obviously, he does all the normal anti-voter things like less polling places, less ways to vote, more identification requirements, whatever.
Yeah,
you know, the standard slice of hate.
Yeah. Slice of hate.
But also, you could, maybe you heard this one, you cannot bring snacks or water to a voter in line. Did you hear about that? I
heard about that. Yeah, that's so, I hate that with every fiber of my being. That is
so crazy. Oh, get that item.
Just like unnecessarily cruel. Yeah.
So this was specifically, I guess, targeted against groups like nonpartisan groups like Common Cause and ACLU that would help like give voters stuff for waiting. And also, you may know that Georgia is one of the states that is particularly bad with like having a long line that might last until the next day, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So really targeting effectively. But yeah, really like, oh, aren't you a Pokemon Diamond player?
Oh my god.
You really knew. See, for all the hours I invested, you invested them more recently, I feel like.
No, I just guessed that there is an item there. I didn't know.
How? Is there even like an opening or anything?
No, well, there's an opening in the fence, so I thought maybe it would be there. Okay. And then I was like, sometimes they put them on the walls, so I gave it a shot. And sure enough.
Okay, so this is a creepy ghost mansion. Is that the idea?
Yep.
It's the governor's mansion.
You could say that.
Do we get an encounter in there, or is it just Team Galactic?
We do. That's why we're here.
Okay, great. Oh yeah, Old Chateau. It's where you get like Rotom, right? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
You're right.
Very cool. Oh, and lots of loot.
Hopefully, yeah.
Oh, stone plate. We can give that to Bastiodon. Oops, rip.
Oh, rip, no. Jeremy Why would you do that to him?
We are
the body's still warm.
We are in the haunted ghost mansion, so yeah, that fresh corpse might be spending some time here in spirit. Heat rock, that's good, right?
It just extends the duration of sunny day.
Oh, okay, just kidding. Very bad.
Yeah, probably not gonna help us at all. This is where you normally find Rotom.
Oh.
You have to like do some setup stuff. All right, here's our encounter.
Oh.
I mean, that's not bad. We don't have a Moonstone to get Clefable yet.
Yeah.
But that's, you know,
I mean, Clefable's usable. Less so in this generation, right, than in the future.
It's not fairy type yet, so that kind of holds it back in some ways. It's a fine Pokemon. Clefairy is probably pretty outclassed at this point, I would say. So I wouldn't really want to use this thing until we got a Moonstone. I feel like.
Yeah, totally agree. I agree. I actually had a question related to like collecting stones and stuff.
Okay.
Is the underground, does it work in like this mode, or in a
yeah, I think you're actually right. So we could probably just grind for any evolution stone we needed if we really wanted to put this on the team.
But without like the wireless, how it just
yeah, you can still do it offline. You can do underground offline,
Okay.
just not all the like multiplayer stuff.
Oh, I'd love to just check that out after, whether it's in between episodes or during this episode.
I think it's after you do the Team Galactic stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
you need to like
maybe next episode. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Well, actually, I don't even know if we're gonna beat Team Galactic by the end of next episode. So
fair. I think it would be fun to build a base.
Well,
like a tiny little base with like a Clefairy doll.
I think you might have to do wireless connectivity for that. I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, cutesy little scamp.
I feel like this is another like kid or young person.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Katie Porter. It's just something that comes to mind for me.
Remind me. She's the one from California, right?
I don't remember where she's from, but she's the one that like always is like super aggressive on like oversight committees, you know, like really drilling typically like CEOs and stuff with like well researched information and everything.
Well,
but she has a kind of like I think you just looked at her though, like you might be deceived into thinking like
that's a Clefairy. Yeah, like it's a Clefairy with Tude, which, you know, canonically, I feel like that's that works. So yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
We got the Katie Porter.
Let's do it.
Oh, we need to actually at some point. I would love to have add an Angela Merkel to our mix.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll be able to
get that one on the list. Porter was trend. Great. Okay, is there any other items in here we can collect?
Probably a couple. I think there's a place where you get an Old Chateau. So yeah, can I heal here?
That would be very scary if you just hopped into this old bed and took a nap. You know, I was watching this video, and the Rotom kind of mystic Pokemon encounter made me think of this. But I was watching this video about Lugia, and you know, I'll put Lugia up here on the screen. But
thanks, in case there's anyone who doesn't know what Lugia.
Hey, like, we probably have some fans who are not even into Pokemon who just enjoy us. So
that's optimistic.
Well, so Lugia, it turns out this video was saying it actually has this like fascinating story behind it. And did you know about this?
Maybe. I guess I'll have to hear what it is.
I guess you'll have to hear the story. So here's the story. So first thing, did you know that Lugia was specifically created for the movie that it was featured in? And
I did not know that.
Yeah. So it was not made for the games. It was made by the person directing the film, who said, we need this like whale looking mother trucker, you know, to like throw in the mix.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So that's piece one. So they at the time, I guess they had a lot less oversight over the they put a lot more effort into Glalie sprite as well. I feel like there was some of these sprites were made a little later with a little more pixels. I don't know. Yeah, so they made him specifically for the movie, and it's this dude. It's like this older dude who was put in charge of the movie process, and so I guess GameFreak or the Pokemon Company had they didn't have like a really tight leash at the time on the movies, and he actually worked on the first movie as well, and apparently that's he had intended it to be like way darker than it ended up being, and that's probably why like Ash dies. Like he probably like, who knows, maybe he died for real the first cut, Apparently this dude also really didn't like Ash Ketchum and actually wanted him killed off or like removed.
Huh. Can't say I blame him.
No, yeah.
I think Ash has become a more interesting character. It depends though. Like some interpretations of Ash have been really cool. Like I think the Generation 6 anime has a really cool interpretation of Ash. And other interpretations have not been as good, I would say, like the Generation 5 interpretation of Ash.
Yeah, I've heard that's particularly bad. The black and white series.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for it. Like there were a lot of delays, and like they had to just like improvise like half of their story because of like I think the earthquake in Fukushima happened around the time of production, and they had like a whole arc planned that they scrapped because they thought it was too similar to those events, basically.
Oh, okay.
And so they basically just had to recreate the entire anime as they were going along, which no doubt contributed to the lower quality. Doesn't mean I won't make fun of it.
Yeah, sorry for that earthquake, but this is bad.
Holy shit! Yeah.
So Lugia is this character made for the film, inspired, I think, by beluga whale and also by like the Japanese god of the sea or whatever, and they kind of mix these elements to make this Lugia Pokemon. Notably, also this person is like on drugs when he designs Lugia, and also writes the whole script of the movie. His creative process is getting high. That's my understanding for creating Pokemon. Awesome. And I think it's because he's not totally into Pokemon, and it helps him concentrate, he says. So Lugia is the product of this guy's like high mind.
Where did you hear all of this?
What was that?
Where'd you hear all of this?
Yeah, it was just a YouTube video. Maybe I'll have to link it if I find it.
Okay.
It's telling the story of Lugia, and this guy, he wrote the whole Pokemon first movie while he was high as well, I guess. And then the Lugia, designed Lugia, did the Lugia movie. There's no real ending to this besides the Pokemon Company afterwards, I think, put a much stronger leash and was like, you cannot just invent Pokemon for movies.
Lugia is such a beloved Pokemon, though. I think works really well, ultimately.
Oh, totally.
So, I mean, I don't know. I can't really fault his process in that respect.
Yeah, I mean, as long as he's producing results, right? That's what capitalism is all about. And let's not forget Shadow Lugia. That's a...
Well, yeah.
So, that's the story. That's my TED Talk. Watch the video. Support this person who made this video.
Thank you for your insight. I feel like we all really learned a lot there.
It's interesting after because I have my personal account subbed to this channel, so I can rewatch our videos and not for the watch time or anything. just to check them. Yeah, well, just to make sure they're looking good. But in all seriousness, to learn obviously from what we're doing well, what we're needing improvement on, and but that also means that the algorithm is feeding me things based on the fact that I'm watching this channel. And it's actually a really good sign, because before I would get like nothing Pokemon related in my feed. And this is a good sign that we're doing the tagging and the descriptions well, and the thumbnails and everything, because now my feed is flooded with like Nuzlocke playthroughs and like Pokemon lore videos. And so this thing just popped up because of this channel, ultimately.
Well, hopefully it builds that connection in the algorithm between other, Pokemon Nuzlocke content and our own,
Yeah. Well, I think we have this more niche market, so who knows? I'm very curious how the algorithm will say, well, they're talking about like real life intense political issues that we don't want you to see, but also Pokemon for kids. So
yeah, maybe not a winning recipe, but we'll have to see.
We'll have to see. That's the experiment. Or maybe they say, hey, if this were Among Us, this would be a whole different story. But yeah, so if you like Pokemon, and also the fact that we talk about serious issues, please give a subscribe, share to your friends, and comment below your your least favorite thing about Pokemon? Is it Gen 5's TV show? Or is it something completely different? Is it Lugia? Probably not. Dunsparce used to be one of my least favorite things.
Really?
I mean, do you like Dunsparce?
I think he's kind of cute.
Oh, okay. I mean, he just feels very useless to me.
You might be surprised. Who knows?
Useless, useless, useless.
You know, I have been playing a little bit more Celeste recently. I don't know. Are you familiar with Celeste?
Yeah, it's one of those artsy platformers, right?
Yeah, it's a really cool pixel art 2D platformer. I played it back when it was like came out, and I beat the game, and I was like, "Oh, that was a lot of fun." I got a lot of the strawberries, which are like these optional collectibles. Okay. But I was like, I don't know if I want to do like all the optional content. So, I like the game. It was great, but I'm gonna leave it there. But recently, I've been coming back to it, and I've been like, maybe I'll try doing some of those like B-sides, which are like harder versions of the original levels and stuff. And they are quite challenging, but it's very rewarding and very satisfying. So yeah, that's a game I've been enjoying a lot.
I heard, I think it's Celeste, and tell me if I'm wrong, that is like symbolic of like a struggle with anxiety and mental health. Well, maybe I'm confusing this with another.
No, you're 100% right. Yeah, so one of, I think, the really good things about Celeste is that not only is it a really fun and engaging platformer, it also tells a really heartwarming and charming story about, struggling with yourself, that self-doubt, depression, anxiety. I think all of these things are touched on over the course of that game, and I think also touched on quite well. Like, I don't think it's like revolutionary necessarily, but it's really good. And the way that it blends the gameplay, like the gameplay and the story synergize, I think, very well as well.
Yeah, I've heard really good things the way it's been described to me. I'm trying to understand, because I am actually really tempted to play it myself, and maybe I will. But I'm less so. I know you're really into platformers, and more than probably me. But is it kind of like themes that and story you have to more read into, or like,
No, it's pretty explicit actually. I'd say it's fairly on the nose.
Oh, okay. It's just like, you are depressed, go climb this mountain. Well,
it's not that on the nose, but like, it's not like really subtextual or anything. Okay. Like, there's definitely like, there's dialogue in the game, and there's symbolism.
Wait.
It's pretty easy to interpret. Well, I want to go heal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I think that I wouldn't say it's heavy-handed, but it's also not subtle.
Okay. It's like, we want everyone to know that this is happening, but also I've heard
we're not going to beat you over the head with it.
Respectfully and everything.
Yeah, I think it's done really well. And I've heard from people that really struggle with the sorts of issues that are touched upon in the game, that they found it like a really healthy and good representation of the sorts of things that they deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Well, maybe I'll give it a shot. I really like those. I love that kind of artsier stuff when it comes to simple games.
I would definitely recommend it. Yeah. Oh, I love this line of dialogue. We missed the first one, but he's like, I'm totally committed to our ideals, and I'll fight blindly to defend them.
And when you beat him, does he kind of undermine that, or is he actually...
I don't remember.
Okay. I think it'd be a good punchline if he's like, well, maybe I'm not so correct.
I would actually like to play at some point on this
channel. Whoa. You're not going to switch out for...
Why would I switch out? I'm like double its level.
Okay, yeah. I didn't think too much about it. Well,
what's it gonna do?
Strikes me as a heavy hitter. That's all.
Yeah, but it's got like water gun and powder snow, or its strongest moves probably. I would like to play Black and White at some point on this channel, just because I think they actually have a really engaging story that would actually give us something to jump off of in a political sense.
Okay.
Because it is explicitly about politics. Like I would say it's by far the most political of any Pokemon story. It's about like a radical group that is, you know, partly corrupted but partly pure, seeking to overtake, like seize political power in the region to accomplish their own ends. And some of the things they talk about in terms of like, you know, there's some parallels to animal cruelty, whether or not, you know, like ideals should be pursued above all else, or if you have to recognize reality at some point that like ideals are imperfect in a sense. All of that gets touched on in, I think, really interesting ways. So maybe we could do that at some point.
I know you're a real black and white fan.
I am.
Yeah, we could definitely at some point. I'm looking forward to throwing in some like faster paced like platformers or like stuff that like is gonna get me screaming at you.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think Fall Guys is something we've been talking about doing on this, although maybe that would make you too angry. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll quit halfway through our recording. That's it.
Yeah.
No, well, Fall Guys is a game that actually makes me genuinely angry, and I know you've noticed this. It's just, I don't know what it is. I think it's that sometimes it feels really out of my control and unfair, and I know that it's not really true, but Fall Guys is a game where how other people play affects you in a way that's different than I think like a regular competitive game, because of the way the physics work. Sometimes it just feels like unforeseeable, but then the best players are still consistently winning. So
yeah,
maybe
I think I understand that. There are definitely games that do that for me, that make me go like unnaturally angry. For me, they tend to be like, let's see,
Smash Brothers when we're not on a voice chat.
Yeah, Smash Bros can do it for me for sure if I'm not in like a good headspace. And depending on like which character I'm fighting in particular, it can be really annoying. And then I'd say the other big one is like Sid Meier's Civilization. When I have spent so long building up this nice, beautiful cultural powerhouse, and then I just get nuked. It gets me every time. You'd think I'd be used to it by now, but I'm not.
Yeah, I really recall. I feel so bad. I've actually like, there are times where I'm like, I'm not gonna nuke him. Like, I don't want him to feel like actually real life depressed over this.
Yeah.
I'm
just like, it's really unfortunate because like I love so much about Civ, but something about like the way that like domination and science and everything interact has always rubbed me the wrong way. And it's unfortunate because it's just an integral part of the game that like I'm always going to be at odds with, I think, given the way I like to play.
Well, you like to build your peaceful utopia and interact as little as possible with your neighbors in terms of like in a violent way.
Right.
And you can't really play the game. It's very hard to play the game that way. It requires like lucky conditions.
Yeah. Civ 6 has added a few more like turtle civs, you know, that like can really just turtle up like that and do decently. So it's a bit more viable now than it has been, but it's really only a handful of civs that can consistently.
Well, when I had that Pericles mountain game where I just had the like absurd like combination of the Pericles ability and all the hills around him or whatever. That was one game where like I didn't need to conquer anyone. I could just like do my own thing and be like millennia ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed the dialogue. What do you think about the Team Galactic sense of style?
You know how good their drip is, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's intentionally terrible.
Oh, okay.
Which makes it a little less terrible in some ways. I think the commanders have like a better sense of style. Like I think Mars and Saturn, or sorry, Mars and Saturn's the guy, right?
Well, when I hear this, I just think of Sailor Moon. So they're all young women.
It's Mars and
Jupiter.
Jupiter. Yeah, Jupiter. I think Saturn is the guy, I think. The two women commanders, I think, have pretty good outfits. I just don't like Saturn's hair is my main problem with him. But I'd say Cyrus is a nice aesthetic, sure. The grunts though, no, not as big a fan. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's no black and white team, whatever.
Team Plasma has an aesthetic and they're committed to it, you know, and I think that's cool. And N has like legit drip.
So, to sum up where we are in the game, actually, let me say it and you tell me if I'm right here.
Sure.
We beat 2 gym leaders. We're in this confrontation with Team Galactic. It's the first of probably a few major confrontations. We're taking out this tower. We're already over leveled. Could we have done this before the gym? Is that why?
No, you need to have cut to do this.
Okay, so we were bound to be over leveled for this fight.
Yeah.
We're gonna take them out. It'll let us progress, and then we're just gonna keep hitting gyms, and I guess there's gonna be a couple more of these Team Galactic areas, presumably.
Yeah, it's the one of the main problems I have with Gen 4's story and with Team Galactic is that a lot of what they do is not really connected with their ultimate goal.
Oh, sure.
Which is, you know, to like remake the universe.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, oh, we need to harness energy for some nebulous purpose, and in the end, it's like, oh, it's so that we could like forge the red chain from the lake spirits, I think, or like to create the galactic bomb to like blow up the lake and get the lake spirit, something like that. I don't know.
A little contrived.
I like the moment where you have to go to all of the lakes and like try to stop them from getting the lake spirits, and then it doesn't work anyways. Like that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Am I thinking of Platinum? Like maybe Diamond and Pearl doesn't even have that though. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I remember confronting them by the lakes, but to be honest, I don't remember this whole take the power of the lakes, whatever.
Yeah, I don't entirely remember how it plays out. I think he does.
Ooh.
Oh, that's variable damage, Sidewave. It can't crit. So I don't think it can do much more damage than that. I feel like that's close to a max roll.
I hope so.
If I'm right.
You could.
We got the little shell bell action.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me a little more complicated. Confident.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What?
What was that? Prevented from healing, but after you healed?
Yeah. Yep.
Are you prevented from future shell bells? Is that no? Not even. Okay.
I think it only applies to like actually using a healing item. Maybe. I don't. Or maybe because it died, it's not in effect anymore. I don't actually know. I almost never use heal block because it's a pretty bad move. Let's see if there's any other trainers before the boss. No.
Okay. Well, I think we should cliffhanger this boss because we're running a little long.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I'll just go heal and then we can end the episode. So yeah. Any final thoughts?
We'll be healing up. We're ready to defeat one of the bosses of the villain in Baby Game Strikes Back. Hopefully, yeah, I mean, it seems like we're entering into probably an easier part of the game for a little bit after that terrifying encounter. But please do, leave a like and subscribe to build this community, and stay tuned for Galactic Boss Mars.
I think that's Jupiter. I think that's Jupiter. We already fought Mars.
Great. All right. Bye.
Bye.